How are we doing, guys? All used to be Wigan 0, Leeds 2 match review. So just got back from Wigan, and look, it's another professional win, isn't it? More than anything, it's a professional win, and it maintains a good start to the season. 7 points from the first 3 games. I'm happy with that. I have to be honest, that's happy with that. In terms of what we were targeting, I think that was probably the target, wasn't it? Obviously, we want to win every game. But look, it's a championship at the end of the day, and a good start is important. I think especially for this team, I think a good start is important to just completely, remove what happened at the end of last season. Look, we have to get over that quickly, and I think the signs are there. We have got over that. Certainly psychologically, I think we look strong mentally. We look strong, but yeah, in terms of the game itself, performance-wise, I didn't think we were at our best, anywhere near our best, to be honest. But the important thing is we've scored 2 goals, we've kept a clean sheet, and we've not been at our best, and that has to be a positive more than anything. But yeah, the game itself, obviously I think the 10 men massively changed the game. I think for the first 25-30 minutes, Wigan had our number, to be honest. I think they definitely had our number. I think in a physical sense, I think we really struggled against Kiefer Moore especially. He's winning every single header, which he probably will do. He's 4-5 inches taller than probably Ben White and Liam Cooper, so he's always going to win those headers. But I just felt there was mismatches going forwards, in terms of physically, I felt Wigan had that advantage on us and really played it to their strengths, sort of first 25-30 minutes. But, we were sloppy ourselves. We really did play it into Wigan's hands. But the red card happens. It is a red card, it's 2 yellows, and it's a really daft decision by Joe Williams to go in for that challenge. And after that, we settled down a little bit. I think we finished the first half strongly, get ourselves a goal, Patrick Bamford. Lovely ball in off Barry Douglas. Adam Forshaw, we got forward throughout the game really well. Unlucky not to score today, unlucky not to score in that instance. Hits the post, and it goes back to Patrick Bamford. And it's good movement off Patrick Bamford. Yes, it's an open goal. Yes, it's a tap-in, but good movement. He gets himself into that position. He reads the situation. And yeah, you can't argue that off Patrick Bamford. Great work all round for the goal. And yeah, that's probably the only real bit of serious quality we showed in that first half. I was a little bit disappointed. There was sloppy passing. We're leaving a lot of spaces between the midfield and defence. And I think Wigan were getting in between the lines a little bit too easily for my liking. But Wigan, let's be honest, didn't do much, did they, in an attacking sense. They did try and contain us for as long as they could. And I think the plan probably was for the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes, to just try and get that equaliser. But for me, it didn't work for Wigan. But you have to say, they probably did sort of nullify our threats a little bit for much of the game, because I just didn't feel that at our best. We're just doing daft little things, sloppy passing, leaving the big spaces as I mentioned before, just heavy touches, all those little things that, that are going to happen in football matches. Let's be honest, we're not going to be at our best for 46 games a season. Let's be absolutely honest about that. We've just got to make sure we pick up points when we're not at our best, and let's be honest, we've done that. We've done that today, no questions about it, albeit against 10 men. But we have done our job today. We've done something that I think in the second half of last season we wouldn't have done. I think in the second half of last season we had panics after the way we started that game. And we keep clean sheets good as well. I think certainly, I don't think there was any serious Wigan chances going forward. I think Wigan's best work was defensively, to be honest, just sort of really limiting our spaces to attack. I think there was the Kiko save, but again that was off a free kick, so nothing really from open play that I can think of. But let's be honest, Kiefer Moore did cause us problems, in the physical sense, and that was one of my concerns at the start of the season. Winning headers. It might seem like a basic, but in championship games, you're going to have games where you get balls swung into the box, long balls up to the big striker, and we didn't deal that well last season with Pontus Jansson. And I think maybe, obviously, I do think Ben White fits the system better. I don't think he's as aerially as dominant as a Pontus Jansson. So yeah, it was interesting to see that. I did think Ben White occasionally struggles against Kiefer Moore. I think on the ground I thought he was absolutely fine. Just in the air, a little bit of a problem. But I think Kiefer Moore's going to cause a lot of defenders problems this season. But yeah, I think we got to it in the second half. We were better against it in the second half. I think obviously they brought on Jamal Lowe with 15 minutes to go. He caused us 1 or 2 little problems, but nothing too major. He was just quite direct, and we weren't quite expecting him to be as direct as he was. But again, at the end of the day, we keep a clean sheet. Kiko's made a good save, so we have to be happy on that score. Second half, I think in general the second half we were better. There's still little things, sloppy passes, heavy touches, wrong decisions. There was the odd little bits and pieces, but it was professional in the second half. We didn't go too gung-ho. We never really looked like Wigan were going to get back into the game, which was good. But I do think we have got to step up that next level. I do think we can step up at least another level, from what we produced today. And it's good. That is a good thing. That's not a criticism as such. That's a good thing at the minute. got 7 points from the first 3 games. We're top of the league, and we can still go on another level. You know, if you compare performance-wise how we started last season to this season, you know, I think last season you'd say was a lot more sort of what's the word for it? Convincing to an extent, yeah. But we are more clinical this season. Absolutely no question about it. We are more clinical. Patrick Bamford had 2 chances today, 2 brilliant pieces of movement, gets the goal. You know, at the end of the day, we probably didn't deserve 2 goals in this game, but we got ourselves 2 goals. We were clinical in our finishing. You know, I think there's a lot of talk against Forest. We weren't clinical. I didn't think we really created that many serious clear-cut chances. Against Bristol City, we created 3 clear-cut chances. We took all 3 clear-cut chances. That is a good thing. Clinical. You know, we have to keep that nature of our game. You know, if we're going to go up that next level, you know, into the top 2, we have to be clinical at the end of the day. No matter how well we play, you have to be clinical. So that's a good point, you know, to bring in as well. But yeah, I think we're going to have to improve. We are going to have to improve certain elements of our game as well. You know, I think we're going to have to dominate games a little bit more. You know, I think in the midfield, it's just a little bit too much loose passing. You know, I think not so much off Calvin, but I think further up, we were just a little bit, I don't think our ball retention was particularly great. I know we kept 76% possession, but I'm not talking about possession stats. I'm talking about, you know, moving the ball into dangerous areas, feeding our attacking players into dangerous positions. That's what I want to see the midfield doing. You know, I thought they were tenacious enough. Certainly Adam Forshaw, I thought was very tenacious today. He did have a good game, but I think we can just go up that next level, just that little bit better. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, we're in a good place at the minute. We are in a good place. We've got good options off the bench. Helder Costa comes on, has a good impact on the game. Barry Douglas and Ben White have made a massive difference to that back 4 for me. I think we look a lot more solid. Okay, we conceded that soft goal against Forest last weekend, but I think Barry's made a massive difference going forward. You know, he was brilliant going forward against Forest. He was exceptional today going forward, involved heavily in both goals. I've not really touched on the second goal, but the set piece came in, brilliant ball into the box, caused that panic. Patrick Bamford, great bit of movement, and it's 2-0. But at the end of the day, I think going forward, Barry Douglas has made a massive difference to this team. Ben White, defensively, is suiting the system better. I think we're playing the ball out of the back better. But yeah, I think there's big things to come from that team. Obviously, we've got Luke Hayden's come back in as well, but I do think defensively we do look better. In pre-season, I was having my doubts, but we do look better. You know, I think we're certainly not giving away cheap chances in games. We're making teams seriously break us down if they're going to break us down, which is good to see. But yeah, there's still levels I think we can reach. You know, I think we can be, you know, just a little bit more complete. You know, so over a 90-minute performance. We're having good spells in every single game we played. Very good spells in every game we played. Just had those sloppy little 10-15 minute spells. You know, the start of this game, you know, for sort of first 20-25 minutes, we were getting, you know, a couple of balls coming into the box and we weren't really dealing with them very well. But, you know, we got back into it. That's a good thing. We had the good spells. But just think, I do feel we're going to go out and we're going to improve that next level as well. But yeah, guys, look, at the end of the day, it's 2-0. It's away from home. We're top of the Championship. We have to be happy about this. Patrick Bamford, I think, is Championship top scorer now, and he more than justified his selection in this team. I was glad he got the full 90 as well. You know, he's almost got himself a hat-trick as well. But look, it's a good performance of Patrick Bamford, and he's doing exactly what is asked of him, which is good to see too. And he's been clinical as well. That's the one thing he had criticisms of last season. Rightly so, to an extent. Last season he had criticisms of his finishing and his work rate, and I think both have massively gone up this season. Finishing, work rate, brilliant all game. You know, of course he does. He's not the perfect Championship striker as such. You know, I don't think anyone is the perfect Championship striker. But you can't have any criticisms of Patrick Bamford the way he started this season. Jack Harrison's another one. You know, Jack Harrison, completely different player. You know, the first half he was quiet. Second half, he was what Jack Harrison's become this season. Direct, pace as well. Pace, you know, he's a lot quicker than he gets given credit for. You know, he really does. His movement, everything about him. You know, I've almost lost the words to the extent. You know, the way Jack Harrison has improved. You know, last 3 games, his attitude is absolutely spot on. You know, I think last season, if he starts the game as slowly as he did today, his head probably goes down. But now, I just think everything about Jack Harrison's game is massively improved. I think he got back into the game in the second half and he ran the game for probably the last 20-25 minutes. You know, he caused all sorts of problems for Wigan's right back. You know, he was very direct and he was creating things. And I thought, to be honest, he's one of our better players today. I thought he links up really well with Barry Douglas, and it's great to see Jack Harrison performing better. You know, a lot better. You know, I think he looks a completely different player. And yeah, I think he's a massive asset to this team now. And he's rightly so. I think he's keeping Helder Costa out, who did do well when he came on as well. So it's all good. You know, we've got options. We didn't even see Eddie Nketiah today. You know, we've still got Tyler Roberts to come into the team. I think Tyler Roberts is probably that player who takes the midfield to the next level. You know, in terms of creativity, getting on the ball. working the ball into those dangerous areas, dominating games a little bit more through the middle, you know, controlling football matches. That's something I just want to see us do a little bit more. You know, probably the main differences between this season and last season is we're not quite controlling games as well as we did last season, and just feel maybe that's a bit of a controversial view, but I don't quite think we're doing that as much. But it's going to come. Look, it's going to come. You know, it's only 3 games in. We've won the first 2, won 2, drawn 1 even. We have to be positive. Guys have been rambling anyway, but in terms of man of the match, it's quite a tough one. I think it's probably between Barry Douglas, Patrick Bamford and Calvin. Calvin, again, brilliant today. In a defensive sense more than anything, just broke up play. Just typical Calvin stuff. Don't need to go onto that too much. But for me, I'd probably go Barry Douglas, man of the match, for defensively solid. And he made things happen throughout the game. In an attacking sense, he was inventive and he linked up really well with Jack Harrison. That left-hand side caused absolute havoc in that second half for me. So guys, we have to be positive, but there are elements of the game I think we can improve a little bit on. You know, I think we will have to be better against Brentford, but I think Brentford will attack us a little bit more and will open up those spaces. So I think we will be better against Brentford. But good start, guys. But we will improve, can improve, and should improve. I'm going to leave it there, guys. See you later.